All right, breaking news overnight, everyone. A fire destroying a home in New Britain. We are at the scene. We will have details on what we know so far.
And as people across our state get ready to observe 420, officials are reminding if you do it responsibly. Those safety tips ahead.
And making history in New Haven as the school board appoints the first Hispanic woman to lead the city's schools as superintendent. More on that decision as we get started at 6.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. A lot of ground to cover. We're glad you're with us here at Fox 61 America Areas.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. We're the only station live and local all morning. Proud to do it. And we're getting started with a check of the forecast. Meteorologist Matt Scott standing by. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Nice to see you. Before we wrapped up the 5 a.m. show, I said we're getting closer and closer to the weekend.
Yes, we are.
And boy, if that isn't all the momentum you need for a Thursday, I don't know what else.
It's Friday Eve.
I don't know what else we could do. We're doing everything we can. Good morning to you. Nice to have you along. Now the warm-up temperature's nice and on a good uptick next couple of days. We have a dry streak, but the weekend ending with some rain. We'll talk about that coming up. Cloud and radar picture looking pretty good. We got a flow out of the north now, but you could see high pressure down offshore, and the return flow is going to start to bring in that warmer airflow from the south and west. 43 in Hartford, 45 in New Haven. That's not bad. Upper 30s up in the Litchfield Hills, on the way to our lucky 61 as the high schoolers get off the bus later on. We'll call it variably cloudy, but there's enough sunshine to really get those numbers up today and definitely tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up. Now look at now look at Lauren. She has a look at traffic. Let me try that again. Now here's Lauren with a look at traffic. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Matt. Good morning, everyone. Luckily, we don't have too much to get to out on the roadways in terms of crashes or incidents. We have no crashes or incidents out on the major roads, but we do have some construction. Let's bring you out into the East Hartford area, Route 2 east and westbound. Expect lane closures, expect delays between exits 5 and 5A. We can already see some of that orange. It was in the red as well. This is going to go throughout the morning, so just be mindful of this if you typically travel Route 2 in East Hartford. It's nothing new, though. Over in Waterbury, I-84 east and westbound now moving smoothly. Eastbound side was closed. Westbound side had lane closures due to some overnight road work. It is now reopened. Traffic is moving freely and things are looking really good out there. Let's end things out with our Hartford drive times. 91, 84, Route 2, Glastonbury to the Founders Bridge. All looking good this morning. Traffic moving right at speed limit. We'll check in again on the roads coming up at 6:30. For now, Keith and Erica, back over to you.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. And we do want to get you right to breaking news. We're following out of New Britain. A house burnt to the ground overnight. Want to give you a live look here at the scene, and you can just see smoke continuing to fill the air here on Reservoir Road overnight. This is what is left of that property. A very bad situation here. Want to give you some video, another perspective. A neighbor sending us this video of the flames overnight. No word yet if anyone was hurt or how that fire started. We are obviously working at this point to get more information on all of this. And of course, you can stay with us on air. Erica and I are here through 11 a.m. and across our digital platforms throughout the day as we learn more. All right, 6:03 now. Happening today in New Haven, the new school superintendent is expected to meet with students' parents today. Dr. Madeline Negron, appointed unanimously to the position last night by the school board there in New Haven. She will be the first Hispanic woman to lead the district. She has 25 years of experience in education. She served as a teacher, principal, and most recently the deputy superintendent in Hartford. She says she wants to make sure students have the best opportunities.
I went through that experience of going through a school system and not being seen. I want environments where every child feels like they belong, because they all belong in our classrooms.
Dr. Negron officially taking over on July 1st. Today she'll be meeting with parents and staff at the Lincoln Bassett Community School and the Wilbur Cross High School as well.
It is April 20th, that's 420, and today marks the first time that adults can legally buy recreational marijuana in Connecticut on 420. Yesterday, Fox 61 went to Fine Federal Dispensary in Newington as people were getting ready to observe. People working at the store say that they're ready for customers with deals and giveaways.
I'm sure it's going to be a very busy day. I'm sure we'll see some new faces, but we're prepared. You know, we've been planning for a while.
Of course, the day will generate a lot of green on both sides of the cash register. Last month, the combined sales for adult use cannabis and medical marijuana totaled more than $22 million. And just a reminder for anyone planning to take part in 420, state officials are reminding you that it is illegal for you to drive after consuming marijuana products. They're asking for you to exercise good judgment and only drive if you're sober.
They're going to be consuming alcohol, if they're going to be consuming cannabis, please plan ahead. Please plan a safe ride home. Do not get behind the wheel if you're impaired. You can kill yourself or somebody else.
And of course, if you think someone who is supposed to be driving you somewhere is impaired, don't get in the vehicle with them.
Happening today in Hartford, the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection expected to release the state's greenhouse gas report. Officials saying it'll explain the state's progress toward meeting emissions goals. There will also be a round of discussion here. It comes amid air quality reports by the American Lung Association. While ozone levels have improved in our state, Fairfield County is among the worst in ozone pollution in Connecticut. New this morning in Cromwell, take a good look at the man here right in the middle of your screen. Police say he's wanted in connection to a robbery at the Spring Hill Suites Hotel on Berlin Road. Just after 8 last night, an employee said the suspect came in and implied that he had a gun, threatened her, and then demanded money. Authorities believe there was another person involved who they believe was a getaway driver here. If you saw any of this or perhaps recognize this man on your screen, you're asked to call Cromwell Police.
Well, traffic was backed up for hours on I-84 in Southington after a crash closed both sides of the highway. Take a look here. Traffic being diverted off of exit 30 on the westbound side. A pickup was seen on its roof on the eastbound side. Now, we don't know how many people were involved, but last night, state police say people who were involved, those injuries were serious. And Avon now, where authorities are trying to determine what sparked a house fire here. This all happening on West Avon Road Wednesday afternoon. A portion of the road was shut down while crews battled the fire. Oh, no one was injured, but of course, as you can see, a lot of damage there left behind. And we're told the family that lived there is now getting help finding a temporary place to stay.
6:07 on a Thursday morning, 2 men accused of using an ATM skimming device to steal people's bank information under arrest in North Haven. However, this morning, police are still trying to verify who they are. Police saying on Tuesday, 28-year-old Mario DeMarco and 37-year-old Stefano Garioli were spotted by officers with the skimmer sticking out of their pockets. Police say the 2 men claim to be from Flushing, New York, but again, they have not been able to confirm that. Secret Service and Homeland Security also involved because investigators believe the 2 might be part of a much larger international crime ring. An update this morning from the state capitol, the so-called aid in dying bill failing to make it out of the state Judiciary Committee. The proposal called for allowing terminally ill patients to end their own lives with medical help. It previously passed out of the Public Health Committee last month, but yesterday lawmakers couldn't get enough support together from both sides of the aisle. Supporters say the measure would give terminally ill patients the option to control how and when they die, but opponents argue there are still too many questions outstanding on the issue.
All right, there's been a lot of frustration and angst surrounding Eversource, but we do have some good news for customers.
How do lower energy costs sound? I can get behind that. My Eversource bill is like going
Absolutely.
up. I'm like, oh, my lights are off. What's the problem here?
Right.
Some good news. It'll come just in time for summer, pending regulatory approval, of course. As of now, we do not know the rate to which Eversource will charge customers who are on the standard service. Remember, the utility does not generate electricity. They instead shop around in a marketplace and rebalance their rates twice a year. Several people we spoke with said they are pleased.
It is good news. I'm happy to hear it.
Even better than what it was, right? It was way up for a while.
It's a welcome change.
This news is especially important for those who have used the Energize CT marketplace since the switch to a third-party energy supplier once the rate is announced in May. If it makes sense for your situation, Connecticut law allows you to switch back penalty-free.